Hey, what's going on? It's Will from Geek Revolution Radio. I just got my new set here, really excited about. Definitely have some friends hooking me up here in the nice little green room. I'm excited to be here today. I'm going to talk a little bit about X-Files. They've essentially rebooted the show. It's kind of new, kind of old altogether. It's really exciting. And honestly, like when I talk about some of my favorite shows, today, I think just generally what are dark and deeper shows. I constantly think about what makes a show great. Is it what the elements that make it great? I think about shows like Breaking Bad, and I think it's great because it's storytelling. I think it's great because of the crazy things that happen throughout the show. I know some people didn't like Lost, but to me, Lost was a great show because it kept you guessing, unsure of what was to come. And then I get to X-Files, and I think just a very scary and thrilling show. I think of the opening credits and the music that, the creeps and the joy that I felt every time I heard the music. But most of all, I think the show pushed barriers of what was common, a show that took the reins from the outer limits and essentially connected a generation with monsters and aliens. Doing that in a reboot, I guess it's kind of hard for me to do this because I guess I am a super fan. I have a biased opinion of the show, if you will, and that might make it a little difficult to do a review. But I don't know. Here we are. I'm going to try to be as objectionable as I can, if that's the word, objective, I guess. But X-Files was one of the most iconic and influential shows from my youth. When I heard that they were going to bring it back, I had a little bit of reservation. I was concerned with a reboot, considering what Fox has done before with some of their other reboots, some of their other shows. And I was just concerned that, in the last few seasons of the show, it just started to really go downhill. It was definitely jumping the shark. And I was concerned with Chris Carter's career and basically concerned with, what he's done since canceling the show. In 2008, we saw a return of the X-Files. In the form of a movie, The X-Files, I Want to Believe, which, I don't know, to me was a major bust. It was a financial failure and it was disliked by critics. But it was a major letdown to me. I think at the time, I was really pumped up about it, I was really excited about it, and thought this might be a second win for the series, but the film just didn't live up to my expectations. And I was just generally disappointed with the whole thing. The show started with a long monologue from Mulder with footage of him burning former files of what we're led to believe were the past X-Files. And it's just kind of this where we've been for the last 10, 15 years since the X-Files were closed down. It was a nice reintroduction to where we've been over the years. And the show ended in 2002, so it's kind of a time gap between 2002 and now. I was really happy to see the opening credits stay the same. It was still that same ghostly figures and creepy music going on, and I would lie to admit that I didn't have a few goosebumps. Definitely exciting once the opening credits went on, and it was exactly as it was before. So that's always a good thing. We return to a world where Mulder has essentially become a recluse. He's no longer interested in what's going on. I guess like paranoid android, paranoid schizophrenic, just crazy man Mulder. He's hiding from his former partner, Scully. She's, on the other hand, has gone back to medicine. And I look at, where the show's going, and I just think it's important, that they establish where the show's been and where it's going. So I think the important thing here is that they're distant and they're no longer working on the X-Files. If there were ever any nefarious agents at hand, working with Mulder, against Mulder, I would say, they've won the battle, so to speak, and Mulder has essentially left his long life pursuit of truth. The general sense here is that they're all but done. Like Mulder is kind of, he still believes in this dark conspiracy, but he's no longer sticking with it. That is until Fox is contacted by a famous video blogger whose show revolves around conspiracies and alien abductions. We meet we immediately are thrown into this conspiracy of great proportion, which leads Mulder to leave his life of a recluse and return to the good fight. And honestly, he wants to believe again. And going through with this, I feel like I want to believe in it too.
I need access to the X-Files.
Can you tell me what this is about?
It's about controlling the past to control the future. It's about fiction masquerading as fact. Now, you owe me some answers.
You just calm the hell down, Mulder, before we both get pissed off.
At one point during the show, Mulder kicks his famous "I want to believe" poster, ripping it in half. That left me shuddering. The sheer sight of him doing that, I mean, as a super fan, that's kind of his iconic thing. I think it was a good description of how Mulder feels going into this new portion of his life. He's starting to investigate this new major conspiracy, and we kind of find him at a point, where he doesn't know what he believes in anymore. I will say that the show wasn't all perfection. I had some big concerns for the abundance of conspiracy theories. For the first 3/4 of the show, I was all just yes, yes, yes. It was exciting. But right around the end of the show, they revealed a major plot point shrouded in conspiracy theory, and more than what's typical for a regular episode of The X-Files. In a 3-minute span, the show describes a massive conspiracy of a shadow organization who plans to overtake the world. Although this new development in the show wasn't overwhelming, it didn't stop me from loving this episode. So I did feel like it, I'm not a big conspiracy fan in general, and so it was kind of weird for me to see this whole turn, and it's centering the whole show on this conspiracy. I generally look at the conspiracy in the show, specifically the X-Files, as just simply fiction. I see it the same way you might see Thor coming from a superior world in a different galaxy, or Barry Allen getting super speed from lightning. I mean, it's sci-fi fun. If you really think that this is the truth and there is a secret organization bent on global takeover, then I think you might need to check your head. I just don't see the major conspiracies. And again, this is a fictional show. Granted, I don't know what Chris Carter thinks, but to me, it's a fictional show. He might actually believe it. Who knows? Overall, the show is a success. I wouldn't call it perfect just yet. Unfortunately, we only have 6 episodes of the reboot. After the first episode, I'm kind of hopeful that it continues. I think there's some great potential for where they left off at the end of the first episode. So this is my review of X-Files. I was really, really happy with the episode. I was excited. I felt like the whole time I was really into the episode, even that little bit at the end. But I would say overall, it's definitely worth checking out. Thanks for listening to or watching the review. If you want to check out more reviews, you can go to our YouTube page at Geek Revolution Radio. Also, check out the release of our 127th episode covering the upcoming movies of 2016 through the first quarter. You can check it out at geekrevolutionradio.com or download it on iTunes. Just type in Geek Revolution Radio. If you want to leave some feedback, go ahead. You can check us out at facebook.com/geekrevolutionradio. Thank you again for watching.